Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about something a little bit oblique and different than what I'm accustomed to talking about. I'm going to be deviating, I guess you could say, from my Taurus rising routine, and I'm not going to be talking about the House Cusp series. What I'm going to be talking about is at least sharing my thoughts on why I've been shunned, at least to some degree, by the astrological community. Now, I think a lot of this, I've seen certain things and derogatory, derisive statements about me from time to time. I guess we all get them, regardless of what kind of videos we're doing. You're always going to have your haters and critics and cynics out there, and I have to accept that. Now, there was one time I had looked on a website. It was some off astrology website somewhere, and it had stated that this person has had some cringe-worthy moments watching my videos, and that they looked like something out of a dark porn movie. And I've had people say that, maybe intimate that maybe that I'm strange or creepy or there's something bizarre about me. And what I don't really understand is, where do they get off with these statements? I mean, here I am. I really feel I'm actually very conventional and conservative. I don't see how that comes across as oblique and strange. I mean, do I look disheveled, or do I look messy, or in any way, shape, or form? I mean, my face, I would say, is fairly normal. I have two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. I'm not doing any acrobatic acts or walking on a tightrope or something. I don't quite get that. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe I don't realize why the perception would be that I would be considered creepy by some people or strange. Maybe because I haven't figured that out. Maybe that's what the problem is to some degree. But at the same time, I can't really apologize for who I am and what I'm about. I'm just a very real person. I do these videos every day, pretty much. The only thing that would stop me or prohibit me would be myself, or if I lost internet access. Some of you may remember it was about 2.5 months ago I had lost my internet access, and I consequently, about a week went by when I wasn't uploading any videos. And really, that's the only thing that's going to hinder me. I feel like I'm a very loyal and steadfast person. Maybe that's attributed to my Taurus rising and having that Sun in Cancer tenacity. I think when I look at this, I understand there could be things more reprehensible than being critical of a person. But the thing is, I think what can hinder a person too is it could be age to some degree. The fact that I'm 45 years old, I'm a middle-aged man, I'm an older person, I'm not young, and I'm not I don't want to sound too self-deprecating. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, or too self-critical. But if you're not like super good looking, and you're not young, it can work against you, and I have to respect and understand that. And for whatever, I think a lot of this too is attributed to the fact that even though I've been doing this for nearly 3 years, and very consistently, mind you, is that when I came onto the astrological YouTube scene, so to speak, there were a number of people that had been doing this prior to me. And I think what happens is, consequently, you have people that have established viewership. They have people that continually watch their videos, and they're not going to deviate from that. They're going to kind of stick with those people, and they're not going to branch off and give another person a try. And I have to respect and understand that that's their prerogative, and that's their decision. And what's interesting too is there's even been people that have used to talk to me religiously. Those communications have also dissipated, and a lot of that, I understand, it's my own thing, because I did block the comments on my videos. I blocked the comments because largely it was very time consuming. There were some days it was taking me up until 2.5 hours till to answer all of them. And it wouldn't just be one question, it'd be compound questions. There'd be like 4 or 5 things that they'd be asking me. And really, and some of those things could have been Googled. They probably just wanted my insight on it. They wanted my opinion and perspective, and I understand that. But it was really taking too much time out of the day. And what people maybe they don't quite understand too is the literal background. Now, and when you look behind me, I'm talking about that background, the hotel background. A person's videos shouldn't be judged by what the literal background is. It should be the background of their knowledge. In my case, my astrological background. I feel I have profuse knowledge, and I'm willing to share it with whoever will listen, whoever wants to become more learned in astrology, and I respect and appreciate those that do that. Now, the ones that don't want to accept me into their community, or so to speak, their cliques, then that's their own thing, and that's something that I've had to respect as well. Now, being objective about it, well, it's partly due to me having an introverted personality. I'm not a super group oriented person, and I think that can play a role in things. And you look at things of that nature, and I think that definitely plays an integral role in maybe not having much communication with the other people, like such as a lot of the other YouTube astrologers out there. I do understand people get busy too. People don't have time. The reality is people may not have as much time as they used to in order to have communications anymore. I've noticed that it's almost like even talking on the phone has become everything but obsolete. People want to communicate on the internet. I don't always feel like chatting and having to keep typing and typing and typing, and it's just not really my thing. And maybe there's some other things that factor in to maybe why some people will refuse or willfully won't accept me into their sphere or their realm or what have you. And maybe I'm overthinking this a little, but bear with me. Maybe it's the fact I do a video, at least one every day. Maybe to some people they're somehow rebuffed by that. They don't quite understand why that is. Well, the reason I do at least one video a day is because I have the time to do it, and I have the passion. I'm infatuated with astrology. Many of you may know that. And when you like something, you do it consistently. I really have a strong love for it. And if I have the idle time and I have time to do it, that's what I do. And that's pretty much how I work, and I'm not doing anything illegal. And the only thing that's going to stop me from producing astrology videos is myself. If I lose internet access, then yes, you might not see me do videos for some time. However, unless that day comes, I will keep doing them, and I just have such a love for it. I mean, I just like to make these videos, and when I first started, I didn't think this was going to turn into a near 3-year odyssey where I keep producing the videos consistently as I have, but that's the way it's worked out. And I think, and like I stated before, a lot of the when you're shunned, a lot of that it's attributed. It's not always a personal thing. It's the fact that it's who had established friendships prior to me arriving. It could have been where people were kind of set in their own groups, their own thing, their own connection with the other YouTube astrologers, and that's really what it strongly comes down to. And just because I'm not young anymore, I'm not super good looking, that those things shouldn't factor in, but unfortunately they do. We're in a very superficial day and age, probably a lot more so than say 20 years ago. Even communications, I've noticed, are shorter with me for whatever reason, and I'm just saying that it's like people want to be, I think, so quick to judge a book by its cover for whatever reason, and it's terrible. It has to be that way. And what I really do, I have to, I don't agree with it, but I respect and understand it. There's nothing else I can do. And if the people want to keep shunning me, that don't want me in their sphere, then that's what they're going to do. I'm not talking about this to have any kind of pity party or wallow in self-pity, because that's not, we know that never accomplishes anything. However, what I want people to know is that you're not alone out there. The people that have experienced similar things to what I'm as comparable to what I'm discussing now, I want you to know that I'm experiencing it, and I probably will experience it till the day I die. Yes, I do have certain viewership. I recently surpassed 500,000 views, and you know what? That's nothing to hang my head about. I can't be too indignant. But at the same time, I do realize potentially there could have been more. I know I'm not saying this to be egotistical or arrogant, but I do believe my videos are very good. They're about quality. It's not about flash and flamboyancy. It's about just being real. It's just about putting the information out there. I haven't had a really strong income in a very long time, and that's part of the reason I don't have the money to really have like that studio look and have that more professional look when I'm doing the videos. I am sorry for that, but at the same time I can't apologize for being myself. And if the people that are there that wish to interact with me and have been loyal and persistent astrological friends, I encourage you continue to do so. I'm right here. I mean, I understand my comments aren't you can't comment on my videos anymore, but you can inbox me on YouTube, and some of you are my Facebook friends, and you can correspond with me that way. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment as far as being shunned in the astrological community. And stay tuned next time, where I will be continuing my House Cusp series. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.